Bernie. Marianne Williamson has dropped from the presidential race, by the way. Occurred a couple of days ago, and I was going to vote for her. So my vote is up for grabs, Democrats. Impress me. I was going to vote for Marianne. I might still vote for Jill Stein. Who knows? Who's to say? But, I'm open, Mamala.
You're open to Mamala?
I don't want to. Ew, it's icky. I don't want to vote for Democrats. But, I mean, Marianne dropped out, so, what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, I get you.
I'm looking at Jill.
There's always RFK.
Ew, not even an option. There's the libertarian guy. He's all right. Libertarian candidate. Forgot his name, but I heard a 3-hour podcast with him the other day, and he actually has pretty good policies. Chase Oliver. There you go. So there's Chase Oliver, Jill Stein, RFK. I think RFK is eventually going to drop for Trump, maybe, if they offer him something juicy. But I couldn't imagine he has that much of a following.
Like a cheeseburger? What the fuck?
Yeah, probably. Didn't he kill, an animal, like a bear or something? There was a whole story. Anyway.
Yeah, he found a bear cub, and it was dead, and he carried it around, and then he had to leave, and he could have put it in his carry-on, so I don't know what.
Yeah, it was like the wildest admission. I'm like, that's shit. You don't say that. Don't admit that.
Don't admit it.
It's almost like he wants to lose. Anyway.
All right, let's see what Bernie had to say.
Oh, there we go. It's working.
My fellow Americans.
Still looks good.
It is an honor.
Yo, Bernie.
It is an honor to be with you tonight because we're laying the groundwork for Kamala Harris to become our next president.
Meanwhile, they did the right move in standing behind Bernie, standing behind Biden. You said they were doing it for the lulz.
That is so important.
Wait.
That was your statement, Sophia.
I was saying that they were doing it for what? For the lulz?
Where we were 3.5 years ago.
Yeah. No, they're going full force.
First public health crisis in 100 years. And the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. 3,000 Americans were dying every day. And our hospitals were overwhelmed with COVID patients.
Yeah.
All across the country, businesses were shutting down. Unemployment was soaring.
I guess the big speaker today was Bernie and Obama.
Health insurance. Schools were closing. State and city budgets were running out of money. People were being evicted from their homes. Children in America were going hungry.
See, that's a smart tactic. I'm thinking, why is Bernie one of the? Are you sure he's one of the main speakers?
Administration,
or just like a small speaker in between?
They entered the Oval Office.
I mean, the DNC fucked them twice, so they got to give him primetime placement.
A nation frightened.
Yeah, but they do it for the people that are Bernie or bust to get on their side.
For support. And within 2 months,
well, if you listen to Trump, Kamala's more left, more radical than Bernie.
Did respond.
Trump just doesn't say any facts. They also called her a communist, and I'm like, do you know what communism is?
I don't know what communism is.
She's not. I would like a communist. I'm like, she's not.
Every man, woman, and child.
Socialism is not communism.
Oh my god. I know it's not the same thing, but I'm just saying that they're so far from it.
For the unemployed. We provided emergency assistance for small businesses.
Anyway, Bernie did his thing, Bernie be Bernieing. We love him.
Yeah, going hard for Kamala.
Yeah, and AOC's speech yesterday was they compared it to Obama's star-making speech. Before. Yeah, Bernie led off Then who's this guy? Is this guy the guy from? This guy's the guy from Chicago, right? Illinois. Chubbs McGraw.
No lo reconozco, fíjate.
I had to govern for 2 years while Trump was president.
This is the chubby guy.
Yeah.
And serve the nation.
And then who else do they have? I don't know who this is.
I don't know. I know none of these people. That's scary.
I don't know.
Make it a reality.
I don't know who else.
One of those women is a friend, a mentor.
See, here's the thing, though, because everybody was jumping all over Hillary's nuts yesterday because she came in and she did the speech and she said, let me see if I can find a little piece of Hillary's speech, because it was, for me, it was fucking hilarious. And everybody today was like kissing her ass, like, oh, what leadership, what fucking, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it was so horrible that she couldn't. It was entirely her fault that she didn't beat Trump the first time. She was overconfident in the fact that she was gonna win. They were doing that whole glass ceiling thing where they rented out the Jacob Javits Center that had a glass ceiling for. Meanwhile, she didn't go to fucking Wisconsin. She didn't go to Michigan. She didn't go to the states that ultimately costed her. She very clearly was. I always bring up the Breakfast Club interview, the Pokemon get out to the polls.
Yeah.
She literally, they're like, oh, what do you have in your bag? Hot sauce. And they're like, that's pandering. And so I don't want the revisionist. Hillary was a saint, like, just because she's coming out and she's saying we were so close last time, but we're finally ready for a woman president. I just feel like it's Hillary and the DNC cost us 4 years of Trump because of the fact that they disenfranchised all the young voters and all the people that were for Bernie, all the fucking young people. They turned their fucking back on them. They didn't campaign in the states they needed to, and they didn't recognize. And Obama told Joe Biden to step aside because it was Hillary's time. I mean, people forget that they fucked over Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders because they told Joe, "Oh, Joe, no, it's Hillary's turn," and he didn't run. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I'm gonna, and I don't want to defend Hillary Clinton here, but I'm gonna say, I think that the way that the Democratic Party establishment operates, that was the correct logical move. A black dude just became the first black president in the United States, right, in history. So now the next logical move is a woman, but let's not make her colored because we're not there yet. Let's make her white. A Clinton, high name. I think that is a correct move where they thought we were at in that moment. What they didn't understand is that people were sick of the fucking crisis of everything, the prices of everything going up, not being able to afford their own place. Like generationally, where we were like, we had two terms of Obama and he did jack shit for the middle class. You know what I mean? He did some stuff here and there, scraps, of course, but he didn't do, for the most part, anything tangible. And so they thought, oh, we can continue this, but it's a pendulum. It's going to swing. And when you have the establishment candidate, even if it's a woman, a man, black, white, anything, they were going to lose to the chaos candidate because that's how pissed people were. You know what I mean? Like, that's just in my opinion. And I understand, like, to an extent, I think they were correct because she still got the popular vote. She still, got the popular vote. And I think that that's where you are completely correct, where they fucked up in not campaigning hard enough in the swing states. But for the most part, everything that happened made sense. And Trump was this new shiny candidate who was chaotic. And I think a lot of people that were pissed off enough and just like, the voters that switch off every once in a while. Yeah, like I understand why they voted for him in his first term. I think that's why he's not going to win this time. He now doesn't have that luxury of being the first time candidate that's going to change the world. We have receipts now, I'm like, he also
4 years.
Yeah, he had 40 years. He had his 40 years.
4 years, and he said, then just you guys keep waiting.
Exactly.
The healthcare is going to be so good. It's going to be so good, the healthcare plan.
I think right now, if Kamala, if they replace Trump with like somebody who's brand new, charismatic. I'm gonna fucking the same way that Obama won, right? Change was his fucking thing. We've been wanting and craving change for so long, and all we get is scraps. And Obama thought he could do 2 terms of nothingness and then have Hillary take the throne. No, people were pissed, so we went with the chaotic candidate. And then after that, now we're having Kamala. I think we're back to being like, we've had so much chaos. Now we're back to being like, okay, we'll take the establishment candidate who's at least going to give me some fucking scraps, because Trump got 4 years and nothing happened.
Shh. My future ex-wife is talking.
Hey, she's mine.
6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure, and we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer.
Higgs wants to know what kind of bottle you bought.
Like millions of Americans,
what?
We were
kind of bottle you bought?
Looking for an honest shake.
Oh.
And we were tired.
Tell them I transferred that shit. I have not bought a bottle yet.
To the realities of working people.
He's on Instagram.
It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart,
President,
I know from that same cloth of hope.
Presidenta. That'd be great.
AOC.
Oh, and then here's another thing is also like Mexico has a female president. So how stupid do we look, you know?
Right.
Like the United States hasn't even, so I think it's time. I think where we're at culturally right now, it's a good moment for Kamala.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was a good moment for Hillary. And I think they were stuff there.
Yeah, I think it was the only thing that they could do to survive the assassination bump was what happened,
Yeah.
Gently.
Yeah, because Obama had 2 terms, and what the fuck was that, bro?
Obama had 2 terms.
A supermajority in the Senate.
Literally, they could have fixed every single thing.
They could have done everything if they wanted to.
Thing that the Democrats always say that they're going to do.
They could have done it.
They could have done. They could have expanded the court. They could have fucking fixed immigration. They could have. They could have done more than just the DREAM Act. They could have done. I mean, all they did was Obamacare. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And free cell phones.
And DACA.
That's what I'm saying. DACA, but DACA's horrible. DACA's like.
I know a lot of recipients though.
I do know a lot of DACA recipients, and it's good for them. But they live under constant stress.
True.
They live under constant stress. It's nothing permanent.
True.
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
Very presidential there, AOC.
See,
got a couple more years on her.
See, that would be exciting. That would be exciting for me if she could run.
Than the woman who fights every single day.
Free healthcare. That's it. We have healthcare, cell phones, deported more people than any other president.
The truth is,
it affects immigration.
You cannot love this.
Didn't codify.
And that's what I mean. I'm like, you have 8 years of doing nothing, and then you throw us Hillary, and then you blame her like she's a scapegoat. I'm sorry, but I'm not mad at Hillary. I'm like, it was the cultural moment. You threw her against a new guy, Trump, who is promising all these shiny things. We're gonna go with the change candidate.
It was a change candidate, and also, like I said, killing all these people's hopes, these young people's hopes that were way more leftist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny Potatoes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Republicans have attacked me.
Yeah, he's looking a little presidential. I mean, you get 8 years of Mamala. I think it goes 8 years of Mamala. Then maybe they try to get us. Then maybe they try to get the first gay president. Maybe
okay.
Like,
but they're Republican. Twist.
Twist. Oh no.
It's a Republican gay dude.
Wow, that would be insane.
Well, that's usually the pendulum, right? It's like, yeah, 1 or 2 terms Democrats, and then it goes back to Republicans because people are mad that they don't do nothing.
So AOC in 4, AOC in 8, maybe. You know, I don't know if she'll be ready in 8. Because Tim Walz wouldn't run for president. I mean, we have another Biden situation. He's
exactly. No. He's very aware of that. Yeah. I think. Listen, generationally, I feel like the boomers gotta die. I'm sorry. Ocasio's not gonna get anywhere near it until a whole generation is swept out of here.
Yeah.
Because who is the angry generation right now are millennials and Gen Z. Gen X is still pretty all right financially, and the boomers are still alive. So I don't know. Yeah. So I think the Gen X needs to become the boomers, and I think millennials. If we don't get nothing, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm old now, and this economy has not worked out.
I can't show your comments on stream through Instagram, Fatty. But Higgs says, "I love y'all, but your political stances are worse than Nate Cherry's Buffalo."
Agree to disagree, Higgs.
Thank you so much.
Way more political.
Way more political.
There's a lot of energy in this room, just like across the country.
I hate all of this.
Ah, yes, Nancy Pelosi shot.
Can we also get people to retire at like actually 65? Like, can we have like old people not be politicians?
You can feel it.
Yes, she is mommy. I would say more like hot distant cousin.
Wait, that's a subreddit I need to be a part of. AOC is mommy.
First, though,
can I just say how much I fucking hate
President Biden
conventions? This is so much pageantry.
Let's thank President Biden. Look at their fucking white suit.
He has been democracy.
They should have had Kate McKinney. What did come out instead of her?
He brought dignity, decency, and confidence back to the White House.
Maybe.
I don't know.
How long did they give her? Like 10 minutes?
I know her heart.
Put her on fast speed.
We both got our start as young lawyers, helping children who were abused and neglected.
Where is it? It's right.
That kind of work changes a person. Those kids stay with you. Kamala carries with her the hopes of every child she protected, every family she helped, every community she served. So as president, she will always have our backs.
What's up, Roosevelt?
And she will be a fighter for us. She will fight to lower costs for hardworking families, open the doors wide for good-paying jobs, and yes, she will restore abortion rights nationwide.
Oh, thank God. Let's at least do that. I know none of that is going to happen, but at least the abortion one. That'd be nice.
A lot of single issue voters out there.
Locked up murderers and
well, that's where we're at. I feel like
in defense of our freedom.
People try to convince me for Trump a lot, but I'm like, dude, even if it was a single issue voter, like Trump has aligned not at all, not even on a single issue. I'm like, with Democrats, I can at least align on like a couple issues. You know, abortion be one of them. So,
as vice president, Kamala sat in the Situation Room.
Sounds like they're laughing at her when you go faster.
But it's so good. Sometimes they just talk so slow, man, and I'm just like, oh my God, speed it up. She seems younger with that speed too.
Yeah, her and Bernie look pretty young.
We also know as vice president,
that adrenochrome.
Sat in the Situation Room and
they're fucking eating babies, you know.
I can tell you, as commander in chief, Kamala won't disrespect our military and our veterans.
No. So, AOC,
what does she mean? Disrespect
the whole thing of, I think the new thing is Hillary's your age, Rosa? I think there's a whole thing now about that Trump said something about the Congressional Medal of Honor versus the Presidential Medal of Honor.
Ah, I see. Gotcha.
Where he was like, "Oh, this is better because when you get the medal of honor, you're usually all shot up or fucked up."
Trump, what the hell? He said that?
Yeah, he's like,
"Oh
yeah,
no, that's such
it. You got to see these guys when I give them the Medal of Honor."
Oh, my dude, the one.
He's like, but the Presidential Medal of Freedom, it's better because you're not shot up.
This is crazy. Like,
he doesn't. His heart's not in it. He really
90% of the military people are Republicans. How are you gonna just disrespect your own people like that?
And I think
that's a dub for Democrats then, I guess.
I think he's stuck on. He's still like. He's like, I got shot. I'm going up against this fucking dude that's brain dead.
Yeah.
I got this in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he even wanted Biden to come back, and like he even was like, Biden's gonna come back and reclaim his throne.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think he thought he had it, and I think also they weren't expecting Kamala to come in because they just don't have they weren't prepared. They're not prepared. They don't know how to attack her. Everything that they're doing is falling flat. Yeah.
And everybody was licking her butt this morning, like, hey, she did so great. She was respectful, like, oh my God,
Who are we talking about? Hillary?
Yeah. She did what she was supposed to do.
Come on,
support the fucking,
This is an establishment fucking Democratic convention. Everyone's just falling in line.
And the big banks had forced Californians out of their homes. Well, Kamala Harris stood up to those banks, and she secured $20 billion
for
families. That is fighting for the people. And that is something that our next speaker knows all about.
God, he's really growing, huh?
Carolina, Congress.
It's crazy that him and Kamala are from Cali.
So they have Hillary.
At the same time, he cozies up to his role model, Vladimir Putin, and now holds legislation hostage here at home.
So they have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who will heal the land?
He did good.
And so here we are, America. Are you ready?
But he's
are you ready to stand up in this moral moment?
I'm so over Democrats. I can't with y'all. I was alive. I was hearing all this bullshit from Obama too, like change and blah blah blah. And then you get so happy because we have somebody of color. I'll be happy. Listen, I'll follow. I'll be happy that we have a woman president. I'll do it. But again, I'm only on your side because we agree on two things. Other than that, I despise you. I despise Democrats. So this is cringe. Ugh. I feel dirty.
So it was AOC, Hillary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kamala came out, said a couple words.
Looking out at everyone tonight, I see the beauty of our great nation. People from every corner of our country and every walk of life are here, united by our shared vision for the future of our country. And this November, we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward.
I hope so. Show me.
With optimism, hope, and faith, so guided by our love of country, knowing we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Let us fight for the ideals we hold dear, and let us always remember, when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Good night, everyone.
Biden.
That's what you heard from a fighter who has been underestimated.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was Lana Del Rey.
Huh?
Who is that? Because I thought that was Lana Del Rey.
I see one of the most consequential leaders.
This is part of my point, that after Hillary and Bernie, they literally had like so many random ass people knew some Hillary. 1, 2, 3,
thinking about you,
4,
about your dreams,
5,
about your dignity,
6,
about
7,
your opportunities, about
7
your
people
family.
between Clinton
Dad knows
and
that family is
Biden,
everything.
and he didn't go on until like
when
midnight.
Hunter and I lost our brother Bo
Jesus.
in 2015.
Why so many?
Oh, this is one of the Biden daughters.
Like it might never end. dad had the capacity.
We love it. Girl, just go away. She's pretty though. She looks like I thought it was Lana Del Rey.
I want to see if he walked out. Hold on.
God, I hate Democrats so much.
The worst.
Look at this fucking corpse. Just take him home. Jesus. Can we implement a law where no one over 70 can be in a position of power?
You crying?
Huh? Can he even cry at this moment? I don't think his tear ducts work.
Crying.
Oh,
Mark
Jesus.
Brandon is talking.
I'm lasting longer than the Republican convention, though. Okay, that one I can only watch like 5 minutes and then I want to gouge my eyes out. At least this one, I'm powering through, guys. Powering through.
Roosevelt.
Tell us how you really feel. I'm sorry. I despise the pageantry.
I thought Yeezy was running for president this year.
Yeezy. Oh, he was supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Was it this year? Yeah. I mean,
who's this?
To be honest, I mean he has mental health issues, so hopefully he's taken care of.
Yeah, the New Mexico governor. She's part of your Henry.
Oh.
Thank you.
Is she a sellout too?
Yeah, they're really on this guy.
Okay, you guys chill. Nobody likes Biden that much. Jesus.
Run by a
You're gonna give him a freaking stroke.
Well, I knew then.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm so mad. I'm sorry. I despise these people.
There's no place in America for political violence. None.
Good dose. They give him that good. They give him that good.
Only when you win.
Yeah.
Oh, they hopped him up on something.
Yeah, look at his little fucking eyeballs.
Yeah.
In that moment, I wasn't looking to the past.
Well, dilated there, Mr.
I was looking to the future. I spoke with the work at hand.
You don't have a future.
The moment we had to meet. It was, as I told you then, a winter of peril and possibility. Of peril and possibility.
Peril.
We're in the grip of a once-in-a-century pandemic. Historic joblessness.
It's been pretty good.
A call for racial justice long.
He's saying words. I'm proud of him.
And now, because of what Kamala and I have done, remember we were told we couldn't get it done. Remember when we came in office, we couldn't get anything passed.
Cocaine is yeah, Johnny Papa.
America, an infrastructure decade.
Wait, hold on. Let's listen to him at actual speed.
Okay. Oh no. Oh, that was an actual speed. He was sounding so good. You're right.
Our roads, our bridges, our ports, our airports, our trains, our buses.
No, there he is.
Removing every lead pipe from schools and homes so every child can drink clean water.
Oh, wow.
Providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where they live. Not unlike what Roosevelt did with electricity. And so much more.
She just wrote this podcast.
We are uniting the country. We're growing our economy.
I wasn't wishing. I was simply saying, y'all need to settle down. You're gonna cause a stroke.
Destiny's is a Biden or bust.
Yeah, I was like, whose side are you on? He said I disagree, and now you're defending Biden. I don't understand.
Roosevelt, I can't put your comments on screen on the through Instagram. If anybody's watching on Instagram,
90% of our
won't let me put the Instagram comments on screen.
Which America invented that.
He did it for Roosevelt. I'm sorry.
Our chips and science.
If you go to the YouTube stream, we can.
The private companies from around the world.
FYI, for anybody watching on
now investing literally tens of billions of dollars to build new chip factories right here in America.
New chip factories? Like Doritos?
And over that period, they'll create tens of thousands of
chip
jobs.
factories.
And many of those
he sounds still like shit.
This made me want to vote for Jill Stein.
Chips. It's being constructed now.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
The average salary
maybe.
The size of a football field will be over $100,000 a year.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Don't need a college degree. Because of you, and so many electeds out there.
Yeah. Anyway, so they dragged them out at midnight, dosed them up.
Yeah, that's crazy because even I can't. Like, I'm
over tyranny.
What's up?
I said that's crazy because even I have trouble staying up at midnight. How is he doing it at 95?
Yeah.
How old is he actually? I didn't want to spread misinformation. Hold on. How old is this man? 80 something, right?
Yeah. Oh, they had the first dude on there today, I guess.
That's when I dialed.
80.
I got Kamala's voicemail and I just started rambling.
Is he talking about how he scored the VP?
He scored what?
I'm on my way to an early meeting. Again, it's Doug. I remember I was trying to grab the words out of the air and just put them back.
No, shut up. Nobody cares.
Wait, so who was he and what was happening? I missed the plot.
That's Kamala's husband talking about how he wooed
her. That's Mr. Kamala. Aw. We like him. He does look like Jimmy Kimmel, not gonna lie.
If you
told me that was Jimmy Kimmel's brother, I'd be like, yeah.
Across this country we love. A familiar feeling that's been buried too deep for far too long. You know what I'm talking about. It's the contagious power of hope.
That's what they love to feed you guys.
Hope and change. Oh, what does it remind me of?
Energy.
Are we just so jaded?
I'm jaded, dude. I despise Democrats and Republicans. Every time I look back at Obama and how happy I was and how like engaged I was at the time, and then just for 8 years of fucking nothingness. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm jaded. You know.
Yeah, it is. They just kind of like I said, Democrats are cuck, Republicans are the devil. They feed you these fucking hope and prayers and hope and fucking change shit. If they, like I said, had 8 years, full control,
super majority, like the things you can do. And they chose not to, yeah. And they love having the Republicans. Like that's the thing about Democrats. They love having the Republicans and like when they're in power, not having the supermajority because they don't actually want to do anything. They just want to say it, whatever's popular, and get the vote, and that's it. And then make as much money as possible once you're in office, and that's about it.
Barack was the most fucking centrist fucking president ever. Biden is a centrist. Hillary would have been a fucking centrist. There's no real progressives. What they actually consider progressives and radicals are just fucking center right.
I was here in my hometown was to memorialize my mother.
Yeah.
So
the woman who showed me
you feel that's the most disgusting. You feel the familiar feelings of hope and change. Remember last time when we got you?
The familiar, that's traumatizing to me. When I tell you I was like voting Kamala, and then now that I'm watching this speech and this video, I'm like, man, maybe I should vote for Jill Stein just for protest.
And then somebody commented that this was like AOC's turn to do the Obama like makes her famous speech.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully it doesn't turn out like last time, as in he became president, but he then became, instead of being this progressive, icon of like, hope and change, he became the most centrist president ever.
I do sadly see a trajectory like that with AOC. I hope it's not. You always hope that like the person like gets the power and does good things, but more often than not, they sell out once they get the power. So, yeah.
Well, the progressives basically towed the Biden line in order to gain favor with either Biden or to have some leverage for whoever took over.
Mm-hmm.
They played their cards. Bernie, AOC, they all played that card saying they were supporting Bernie because there was really nothing to gain by being one of the people that came out and called for him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So, and remember we had talked about it, Sophia, you were like, I think they're just doing it for the jokes because it's just the most hilarious outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or just because it's just so horrible what was happening.
I was also saying that like they were doing it to cover their ass, just to say if what did I say when Biden, like if he doesn't drop out, that they would have something to kind of like save their ass, so they wouldn't be able to blame them.
Yeah, best case scenario,
if he inevitably if he failed, They can't be like, well, we didn't support. It wasn't because we didn't support him. And then as soon as he drops out, they're the first ones to support the new one because they're like, well, you can't say we didn't support them. They're just kind of, they're following in line.
They're on the line. They're doing their thing. Let's see what the deporter in chief says.
This is so traumatic. I didn't realize how much political trauma I had from my age, because the first person that was running that won when I was able to vote was Obama. Yeah. And I voted for the fucker, and then I regret it every day of my life.
I'm gonna change the title of the stream to Lou Torture Sophia. Am I making her watch ours?
Dude, genuinely, I'm like, oh my god! And then we got 8 years of him, and then Bernie. Oh man, Trump.
I am feeling ready to go.
Yeah, go somewhere else.
To Martha's Vineyard?
Go to Martha's Vineyard, yeah. For real.
I am the only person stupid enough
meeting
to
at Netflix
after Michelle Obama.
I'm ready to go make a movie that's oddly terrifying about possibly the end of the world. That was the first movie I chose to produce as part of my Netflix deal.
Yeah.
Always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible.
Yeah. Anyway. So that was the Democratic National Convention for the first couple of days.
It's cringe. It's terrible, but at least it's not fascism, racism, and fucking Nazism. So.
And yeah, and then and
that it's just yeah,
and
anger, just yeah. At least this one is bullshit, hope, and change. Obviously, they're lying to us, but at least, the Republican convention is a lot of hatred, racism, bigotry. It's just like a pool of hatred, and everyone's just like, I hate this group of people more than this one, etc., etc. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm can we vote already? I know, for real. Can we just end it?
Yeah, and this is how many more weeks of this?
Yeah. And Marianne Williamson. So here's the thing. I was gonna vote for her because I genuinely, she's Bernie basically, in woman form, but she was gonna be on the ticket as a Democratic ticket, and so she obviously fell in line, dropped out. Now I think the only people on the ticket are RFK, the guy we talked about earlier for the Libertarians.
But RFK is
Jill Stein for the Green Party. I voted for Howie Hawkins the last time, so. Okay, so yeah, I think RFK is gonna drop out because, I can see it's gonna be Libertarian, Green Party, Republican, and Democrats probably.
He's gonna put him ahead of the fucking National Park Services so he can kill more bears.
Dude, he's so weird. Well, that's that. What are your thoughts? Thoughts and feelings? Did you enjoy traumatizing me?
Look, I've long been aware of the hypocrisy, and I don't identify with any of the two parties. It's the same exact thing. Democrats are cucks. They just love having the fucking moral high ground. They like to be able to run on the same issues every time, but not actually fix anything, as we proved. And the real progressives are the ones that are so, are the people that want to give kids free lunch and legalize weed and give us free health care. And everybody's, oh my God, that's so fucking horrible. How are we going to
want those things?
How are we going to pay for that? And meanwhile, those same people just write unlimited dollars to Israel for genocide. Just blank checks after blank checks. Nobody bats an eye about money to Ukraine, Israel, everywhere else.
How about taxing the rich? One percentage higher.
Nobody
anything.
Asked, how are we going to fucking pay for these fucking dead brown kids that we need? And so for me, it's not even a fucking. It's like whatever. We get the president that we deserve. We either get the fucking turd sandwich, Kamala this year, or we get the giant douche Trump. But like you said earlier, everybody is already now aware of what the giant douche did. So there's people, and he lost because people were just voting against him, not because they were voting for him.
I think there's a huge group of people that are just like angry and will vote for any candidate that comes and promises shiny things. Yeah. And he doesn't have that. He doesn't have those people anymore.
And not
because
one
he has a, you know, he has
not
a
one
history
person
now.
was Biden or bust. Every person that was like Biden, we all have to. They all immediately fell in line. They all immediately fell the fucking line.
Yeah.
And that was it. So
he doesn't engage people. I guess the way that Kamala is doing now. So good for her.
I think there's enough that got picked up there that while I was predicting a Trump victory about a month ago, I think that it's now, you know, okay. Obama squandered 8 years.
Yeah. It's a lot of.
He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. In my opinion,
it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it from my perspective.
Thanks,
Anyway, that's been Hellscape Watch.